Louis L'Amour, the Stanley Cup, and the Equal Rights Amendment are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is March 22nd, 2021. It is the 81st day of the year. There's 284 days left in this year. It's the 12th Monday in the 13th week, and it's the third day of spring. The other day I forgot to say that it was the first day of spring. I apologize. We got 91 days until summer. If today's your birthday, you're a Gemini. Today is World Water Day. World Water Day seeks to raise awareness about issues related to water, such as water shortages and sanitation problems. This day aims to provide people with access to safe and clean water. It encourages countries to implement better infrastructure and water management. According to the United Nations, more than 2 billion people live without access to clean and safe water. World Water Day was established in 1993 by the UN General Assembly. It is observed annually on this day, March 22nd. All right, let's see what else March 22nd has given us. 1630, the Massachusetts Bay Colony outlaws possession of cards, dice, and gambling tables. Yeah, they were trying to crack down on every single type of vice. 1894, the first playoff game for the Stanley Cup starts. That series was played by the Montreal Hockey Club, which would later be called the Canadiens, and the Ottawa Hockey Club, which later became the Senators. Montreal won the series 3-1. 1933, the Cullen-Harrison Act. President Roosevelt signs an amendment to the Volstead Act, legalizing the manufacturing and sale of 3.2 beer, basically 3.2 alcohol by weight. They also threw in a thing that you could make light wine as well. 1972, the United States Congress sends the Equal Rights Amendment to the states for ratification. 1992, the fall of communism in Albania. The Democratic Party of Albania wins a decisive majority in the parliamentary election. Yeah, this changed a lot of things. Albania had been communist for quite a while, and this was quite a shocker, actually. I mean, communist was falling all over the place, but I remember them saying that they didn't think it would fall in Albania, but it did, and it fell hard. 1995, cosmonaut Valery Polyakov, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, returns to Earth after setting a record of 438 days in space. Yeah, 438 days. 2019, Robert S. Mueller III delivers his report on the Russian government's influence on the election of Donald J. Trump in 2016 during the United States presidential election. Now, this has been up for debate depending on where you sit on it, but I read the report and I read the book on it, and I have my own thoughts on it, but I'm going to tell you what the report actually says. The Russian government did interfere in the 2016 presidential election in sweeping and systematic fashion. Evidence of Russian government operations began to surface in mid-2016. In June, the Democratic National Committee and its cyber response team publicly announced that Russian hackers had compromised its computer network. Release of hacked material and hacks that public reporting soon attributed to the Russian government began the same month. Additional releases followed in July through the organization WikiLeaks, with further release in October and November. In late July 2016, soon after the WikiLeaks' first release of stolen documents, a foreign government contacted the FBI about a May 2016 encounter with Trump campaign foreign policy advisor George Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos had suggested to a representative of that foreign government that the Trump campaign had received indications from the Russian government that it could assist the campaign through anonymous release of information that would be damaging to the Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. When you read the whole thing, if you do, I'd advise it. It's a pretty good read, and it just kind of shows you how in depth they went. There is no Russian hoax. They have confirmed that the Russians interfered in our election. What's up for debate is whether President Trump had anything to do with it or had any knowledge of it. They had little people in his campaign that had knowledge and were doing shady stuff, but in the end, Mueller couldn't find any direct link to President Trump, or let's say his tight inner circle. It was people on the outside that were doing this. What they did find is obstruction of justice, and the only reason it didn't go further and there weren't more prosecutions is you can't prosecute the president for that. It's got to be high crimes and misdemeanor. Obstruction of justice didn't fall into that category, so they decided not to go forward with it. Now, when the report was given to Attorney General Barr, he glossed over a lot, and this was a big complaint by anyone who saw even the redacted version of the report. that he glossed over it and he misrepresented the Mueller report. I don't know. Maybe in the future, we won't be so confused on what happened and they'll get some hard details, but that's the bare bones of it. They hacked us, they interfered in our election, and Trump may or may not have been a willing participant in the interference. Movies released on March 22nd, 2018, All Summer's End. This was a good movie. It was like an independent film, and if you ever see it on HBO or something, definitely watch it. It's about a teen who gets dragged down by his conscience after playing part in a prank that results in the death of his girlfriend's older brother. The film is also known by the title Grass Stains. If you ever get a chance, HBO or something like that, or see it on Netflix, watch it. It's worth watching. Born on March 22nd, 1908, Louis L'Amour, American novelist and short story writer. His books consisted primarily of Western novels. Now, here's something really nice about him. I was in the army of the guy who really didn't read. You know, he could read. Books weren't his thing. But we were in the field one time for like 2 weeks and someone gave him a Louis L'Amour book and he was bored. He started reading it. That man read it cover to cover in like a day, I think, and then was just thirsty for more. When we got back to base, he got any book he could find by Louis L'Amour, and he became an avid reader because of Louis L'Amour. It was really neat. Died on March 22nd, 1999, David Strickland, American actor. He was best known for his role as the boyish rock music reporter Todd Stites in the sitcom Suddenly Susan. He died at the age of 29 due to suicide. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go forth, be productive, be nice to each other.